Welcome back to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Last time we went to trial
And our client was literally caught red-handed, blood on his hands and everything. It doesn't look good.
And we knew nothing about this case before we walked in here.
Ah, there's the blood-soaked gloves. How did I get into this? Backed into a corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Only 2? Obviously, one of these passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused. I can't. I know you said it wrong.
Magnus McGilded.
The accused, Magnus McGilded.
Oh, the ellipses from the Jerry. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Well, of course I have no recollection of such a thing.
Mr. Gilded?
To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in the carriage, I take a vast tiredness and I succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Latin is so. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me, the body of a man I never laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fellow bleeding from his stomach? It wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give a man a hand.
So the blood on the gloves... So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it?
But wait, there's more.
I got a note. Really? Oh wait, there's more. On the back, there's a letter! Just the musical note. The letter W. There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Ellipses from the Jerry. Order! Order! Order!
Order! Order! When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we'll hear testimony from those witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses at once. Witnesses, your names and occupation.
My name is, well, everyone calls me Bippo. I drive the omnibus in the east, and
Dude, you're inside. Why are you so cold?
I'm trying to do like a shivering.
Bruce Farthing. I'm a banker in the city.
My name's First. Lady First. I make hats for gents.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What? Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well then, let's proceed with your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
What the witnesses saw.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers I remembered well.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. And out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his gut.
That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped the bus and I saw... then I saw it too. Unambiguous testimonies, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses have possibly seen what happened? There's no way they could see the inside of the moving carriage. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Please tell me, Nepinese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What? What do you mean? The actual scene? How? The carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes? The omnibus in which the bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff. Bring forth the stricken omnibus. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. Can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Four passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best view of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from atop an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests, there is a skylight in the roof allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Job Masters London Head Cities. I kinda wanna see what...
Don't worry, it'll be added to evidence.
A skylight? Oh. The penny drops at last, I see. The 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on the omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Dude, you're a hat maker. Make it fit.
Right.
Clearly not a good hat maker. Though the skylight... Ah... Not though, through the skylight. Ah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Very well. I see no reason why not. The omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. I would hope the crime scene would be accepted as evidence. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence.
Honestly, kind of impressive.
Now, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
The scene of a murder? It's horrible.
We need to look at the inside for
I'm just getting a sense of surroundings first. Okay, first thing is obvious. There's a giant blood stain. Huh.
one.
That blood that's soaked into the seat. The victims, obviously.
Yes, and the seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab someone in full view of other passengers like that, I wonder?
Well, it was after dark. And there was a lamp. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside to the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Yeah, if they were sitting there, it would be right in perfect view, wouldn't they?
Would they?
It's a poster for the great exhibition that's due in the next 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
It doesn't appear to be a handle or a catch or any of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. The same event. Okay.
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. Alright, we should look, see if we can look on top too.
Actually, can I look underneath? No? Nothing down here? Thought there might be something of interest.
You never know, right? Phoenix Wright Omnibus. I never noticed that before.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, it's Phoenix Wright.
London Fifth Avenue. Can certainly see inside the cabin through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, there was a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witness would have been able to see quite clearly.
It's not good for us.
Oh, and do the angle, like, yeah, like from where they were sitting.
I can't...
You can't go.
Oh! You see the latch too,
Yeah.
right?
So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here.
So the people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so.
I know, I was thinking, why were they up on the roof during the middle of the night?
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment?
Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have actually had a decent
Yeah,
lineup there.
because I couldn't remember orientation, so I wasn't sure if I could actually see them.
Yeah, they would have seen the blood, see?
Yeah.
Like, clearly stabbing. Though, there was one thing. Of note. Do you remember the testimony?
That they were sitting next to each other?
Yep.
Why would he stop?
Yeah. Why not go
Here.
instead of here? In which case, they would have had to have been here.
They're sitting across from each other. I mean, of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up from the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here.
Woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they?
Yeah, especially back
All
then.
pockets.
That's still an issue. God, I love being able to look at evidence in such detail. It's nice. Though it wasn't in very many games.
Okay. Yeah, we're kind of fucked here, aren't we?
Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
I could help myself a lot by giving the omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
We beat you to the punch game. Let us continue with the proceedings in your cross-examination counsel.
Pray don't accept these Nepenthe strays to understand the intricacies of British courts' cross-examination rights. Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus.
Do I have to read it again?
Only the new lines.
Okay.
Hold it!
Yes, I was thinking... Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir, that's simply right. That's right, sir. Yes, it's ever so cold. It was, sir, freezing, in fact. We haven't gotten a reaction.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though. No. And there was no other passengers when the incident took place. No one like it, for example. You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none.
So no one fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say, the boss insists on running. He does. Every evening, the last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if altogether worthwhile, I guess. Sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, with it being so cold and everything, only them are making 20 pence on a run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home just trying to warm up again.
I got an issue with that sentence.
Hold it!
That's why we're going to question it.
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage. That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp inside, so I had a pretty good view.
Yes, thank God they weren't sitting on the other seat.
The two of them were wearing hats. I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
That's a good note. No face, no identity. Proof of identity.
But there's not a shrouded doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilvin. How could you be sure? Well, how could I put it politely? Miss McGilvin is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the other people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilvin. There's no room for doubt here. I really wish it was. I really wish there was. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his gut.
Okay, whenever you make his voice, I think of Vasquez.
Hey. It's that Family Guy person,
Yeah.
the guy in the wheelchair.
Joe.
Yeah. Hey, Peter, what's going on?
It's really close to that.
I'm Hugo Vasquez.
Hold it!
You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or our fair dinkum hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no. I didn't mean that. This is no good. It really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw. My lord.
Juror number 3, what is the meaning of this?
My mind is made up, Maya. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have.
That's a man who looks pretty well off.
They're always up to something. Or to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. What just happened?
So that's how they vote on if the person's
He
guilty.
is already voted?
Yeah, don't worry.
Can't rescind it, can he?
No, he can. They do that all the time. That's why I said they're all fickle. They're all fickle, and it's annoying as fucking hell. You're gonna be really close to getting a guilty verdict, and then you'll change their minds, and then they might go back, and then you'll finally get them to get a not guilty.
That is what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it is my duty to set a good example for my fellow jurors. What's happening here? Oh, God.
Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. One by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So, if those enormous... Oh wait, that's you.
So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, so if it's leaning towards black by the time the trial ends, guilty.
I'm even more worried than I was before. And we'll call this a part. Bye.